I don't like the plan, but I do believe he planned to play both quarterbacks, Skip. I think Adam Schefter tweeted that you could possibly see both quarterbacks. I think Mike Reese, also a beat writer for the New England Patriots, who is as plugged into the Patriots as anyone, he tweeted, don't be surprised if you see both quarterbacks. I do believe Coach Belichick planned to play both quarterbacks, Skip, but he's creating a problem that he didn't need. Now you might probably, I believe you have a crisis with confidence with both quarterbacks. Skip, I'm not saying that Bailey Zappi did an unbelievable job filling in for Mac Jones when he was injured with a high ankle sprain. I believe Mac Jones probably rushed back because he saw the way Bailey Zappi was playing. But Zappi hour didn't last very long. As a matter of fact, they didn't even charge cover because they knew it wasn't going to go very long.
Yep.
And now it's time to return to the Mac. I think Mac Jones deserves to be the starter. Skip, they make it seem like Mac Jones was just a bum last year. He did go 10-7. He did take them to the playoffs. He threw 22 touchdowns. He did go to the Pro Bowl. Does that not matter, Coach Belichick? What has he done? He had the most important quarterback controversy ever, and he was right. Drew Bledsoe got hurt. Tom Brady comes in. Drew Bledsoe's healthy. Tom Brady stays in, and we know what happened.
Yep.
That's a once in a life. Somebody else might create that situation. You're never going to get that again, Coach Belichick. So stop trying. Stop trying to recreate the wheel that you created. It's not going to happen again. I disagree with this decision. I totally disagree with this decision.
Because he wants to dominate it. He wants to pass Papa Bear George Halas, and he thought that was going to happen last night, and it did not, so they remain tied in victories as he pursues Coach Shula's all-time victory record.
Yeah, once you get that record, Skip, ain't nobody catching that record.
Okay, but what do we all know? What have you gone through during your days in Denver with
two quarterbacks?
Who was it? Let's see.
It was Tommy Maddox and Sean Moore.
Okay, so if you have two quarterbacks, you have none. That is the oldest cliche in all of football at any level, down to high school or Pop Warner.
Right.
If you have two, you have none.
Right.
It's the hardest position to play in any sport. And to your point, it's all about faith in and confidence building in that quarterback. Here's the bottom line to what last night was. This was the classic case of Bill Belichick on the Monday Night Football stage saying, let me repolish my quote-unquote genius. Let me reprove it. Let me show you I'm not the smartest man in just my room. I'm the smartest man in the history of this league.
I agree.
I can get away with this because I'm Bill Belichick and you're not out there in football land.
Yes.
Watch what I pull off. I've got a plan in place. I'm going to go to Bailey Zappi because he might be Brady Zappi. I'm starting to get the feel that my fourth-round pick just might be the answer to my salvation question here in New England post-Tom Brady.
You questioned Mac Jones' arm strength. Bailey Zappi is 2/10 lower than Mac Jones on arm strength.
Bailey, quote, Brady Zappi is 6 feet tall. How many passes got batted? Like, you think Baker Mayfield had a problem in Carolina? I don't know. It just seemed like every other pass was getting batted at the line of scrimmage.
One got batted and picked, and then he threw almost what was a pick six, but Tyquan Thornton ran him down. Yeah, it was.
I'm sorry. I am not buying that Bill Belichick had a plan in place to play both quarterbacks. You cannot tell me that if Mac Jones hadn't taken the ball the first two times he had it and gone down and scored touchdowns and it was 14-0, he's not going to go to Bailey Brady Zappi, right? He's not going to do it.
Right.
How can he would look like an even bigger fool than he looked last night. Yeah. Well, that second lasted about a second because then he started to get exposed.
Right.
And bad went to worse. And they suffered one of the most ignominious defeats that they've ever suffered on Monday Night Football, this side of that debacle in Kansas City in 2014 when Brady they rebounded to go beat Seattle in the Super Bowl. But this felt even worse because, as I just mentioned, they allowed the Bears to run for 243 yards. And I thought, well, do you believe in him or not? Then we heard all the speculation, all the leaking stories about that the humble kid from Alabama had turned into an uncoachable diva. Right. We read all those stories. I don't know what's going on behind closed doors, but it sounded like Belichick was starting to sour a little bit on Mac Jones.